wanna test my love for you. Don't know how to express my love. That's why American Express my love for you. I need you, yeah, I really do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. All I know is hit the mall and see what damage I could do. I give you the world, but there's other planets too where I need someone to
This place is like the Hobby Lobby of running stores.
For the fall. Looking at your route.
See you guys out there.
Go Jesse! Good job, Jesse!
We did it. What's up, everybody? Jesse here. It is November 7th, and right now I'm in Aurora, Colorado at home. First day, it is snowing. It is beautiful out here. So pretty. Today is November 7th. I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, what my thoughts are going into this last season before I go off to school, go off to anesthesia school. I'm around the 800. I would have had no idea I'd be doing another 800 and kind of giving this one more go, but I just didn't know what my resources would look like. I didn't know who would be coaching me, who would be training with me, how I would be able to do this all by myself. And I would have thought that I would have had to do it all by myself, but I don't have to, because probably the biggest guy who's going to be getting me through this is Nathan Plant on the team. He's been giving me my training. It's because I'm taking like a very strength-based approach to the 800. A lot of what I've done has been speed and like 800 and 4x400, but I've been doing a lot of like distance. I've been putting in a lot more miles than I usually have, and I'm hoping that this new strategy is going to be good for the 800. I was kind of living in fear about what if I never got back to where I was? What if I never ran the times that I was running while I was in college? After just talking to a lot of people, it's like, you don't want to live in fear. And I only get one more chance to do this. This is my last chance to do anything related to track and field before my whole life gets changed, before I go back to school. It's exciting to have one more go at this. It's sort of like a weight off my shoulders that I've made this decision, and then I'm just gonna go for it now. It's happening. Things are gonna be moving a lot quicker now. We will see you guys for probably a little bit of training. We will see you guys then. Bye-bye. What's up, guys? It's November 20th, a little bit of a fast forward from the last video that I made. I got my second workout on the track today. We're gonna do some 200, so I'm really excited about it. I got some new spikes this track season. I am going with the Dragonfly 2s. I'm very excited to see how those treat me today. I've worn the Dragonfly 1s before and I really like them, so I'm excited to see how these ones treat me on the track today. Just an update, I suppose. I hit 65 miles last week, so we're definitely doing more miles than I've ever done in my life before. And Nate, the guy who's giving me my training, he definitely has that mindset of let's get you some mile strength, and then that's gonna really help you for this 800. We're not really into those heavy duty long distance workouts yet. We've just got some tempos. I did like a 7-mile tempo the other day at 5:40 pace, and then today just these 200 cut downs. So we're just slowly building our way up. I'm really excited to see kind of what I have in store. And see you guys on the track. Here we go.
Night is cold, but your heart's colder. I will wait for you. The glitch in your eyes pulled me under.
All right, well, we're here at the track. I know one of the weird things about not running at college anymore is that, especially if you're not in the same town that you went to college, is that you kind of have to find these tracks on your own where you're going to do your training. And this is just a middle school track that opens at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's starting to go down, so sometimes you got to get a little bit creative. 8-mile run, 8x200 cut down. That's the plan for today. We'll get some footage of that. Not of the run, that's boring, but we'll get the 200, so we'll see you guys out there. All right, guys, all done with my 8-mile run. So now it's time to hit the track, do some 200s. Say we've got 8x200, starting at 33 and going down to 26, I think. 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Yeah, 33 to 26. So pop on the spikes. First time wearing those Dragonfly 2s. I'm excited to see how they feel. Yeah, let's get it. Here we go.
The pitch in your eyes will meander, but I will wait for you. There's nothing left for me to do but run and act myself a fool. No point in trusting anyone. Your eyes are diamonds, keep me up. Never thought that it could be this rough. No point in trusting anyone.
Two more. All done, 8x200. Not too bad. It obviously still takes a little bit of time getting used to being back on the track, moving that fast, feeling like you're flying. I'd say it was a good workout. Overall, hit the paces in every one of them, except for the last one. I was a bit off on the last one by about half a second, but I mean, we'll take it. It's still super early. It's still November. We got a lot of time to nail down those fast paces and we'll be good to go. Nate Plant, the guy who's giving me my training, has had me do a lot of homework on how to run the 800, reading some training logs. I think that the biggest thing that I've learned from all that has been how important leg kinetics are during the 800. I haven't really thought about this except for when it comes to the Winnipeg technique. We always want to be Winnipegging. But as far as your legs go, in the beginning part of an 800, when you're wanting to relax, you want a really strong back kick. You want a backswing on your legs. And that's going to give you more of like this miler technique. And then by the time you get to your kick in the 800, by the time you get to that last 200 meters, you want to start driving your knees. You want a bit of a front kick. And that's what a lot of the really, really good 800 meter runners do, what they focus on. So like in these 200s, first 4 are really focused on that back kick, kind of feeling like a miler would. And on the last 4, I focused on driving my knees. I'm really feeling like a sprinter, so I've got a kick for that last 200 meters of an 800. Things to keep in mind if you want to maximize how well you can do in the 800. Think about leg turnover, leg technique. That's going to be a really big part of how you run 800 meters. And the Dragonfly 2s, they felt really good today. It's not the elites, by the way. This is just the regular Dragonfly 2, so they've got the P-backs play. I know most 800 meter runners are going to go for the victories, but especially for indoor, I feel like the victories are a little unstable. Dragonflies just give me a little bit more comfortability when I'm on the track. At least for indoor, I'm always reaching for those Dragonflies. Or the Under Armour Shakedown Elites. Do not sleep on Under Armour. Ran 148 in those Under Armour, so they can get the job done. Man, it's cold. And I know I talked about this a little bit ago when I filmed that first video, but I'm so blessed that I've got this opportunity to keep going and give it kind of one more shot. Like I talked about in my last video, like I don't want to make decisions out of fear. I don't want to live in fear. Keep going for a little bit longer and do what I like to do what I have fun with. I know some people probably like be done already. but I'm excited to do this one more time. It is a psychological battle, and every day you're thinking, man, what if I'm never able to get back to where I was? You can't get stuck in that mindset. You gotta have a growth mindset. You gotta have an adaptive mindset where, you know, I'm gonna make the best with whatever I have, and I feel like that's what I've been doing so far. So yeah, we'll probably see you guys in a week or so. Next little training block, maybe I'll go over a week of my training. That's gonna do it for this one. Success in the 200s. See you guys in a bit. Oh, bye, Kobe. I love you. Oh. What's up, everybody? Oh, I didn't know what day it is. Today is November 27th. It is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So we are back in Greeley with me and Julia's family, getting ready for the holiday season. So now that we're in Greeley, it gives me a chance to train at the track that I trained at all throughout my undergrad. We're going to head over to UNC. We got a little bit of a tune-up workout. I'm technically on my down week right now, but we are planning on doing a little tune-up workout, maybe helping Isaac and Nate through their workouts. So just more time, you know, kind of working at those faster paces, low fives, maybe trying out the spikes, seeing how those feel, the new Dragonflies, getting used to those before we head off to Boston in 10 days. We are 10 days out from Boston right now. I entered into both the mile and the 800, kind of hoping to get into the mile. I think that would be a better sort of race to kind of gauge where my fitness is at, but we'll kind of see how things unfold as the next 10 days go by. Very exciting. We're going to get this tune-up workout in, get the legs moving. We will see you guys on the track for this tune-up workout. Bye-bye. Coach Plant. Plant-based training. We got DW here too. All right, guys, we're gonna do 2 miles warm up, and then we're gonna help Isaac and Nate out with their workout. Just tune-up week, nothing crazy. Still on this down week, but we're gonna get this workout in, kind of get tuned up for these December meets, and yeah, here we go. Also, it's like way too cold out here. Plan for this workout is to mainly help Isaac. Isaac has 3 to 4 by 2 mile. So what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna take him through the first mile of each one, get 3 to 4 miles on the day of fast work, and then another 2 mile cool down. So helping Isaac out today.
It's a hard workout for the Bears, but you know, it's pretty easy for guys like us.
I'll start up.
Mile 1, 5:24. Isaac's cooking. Good job, fellas. Mile 2, 5:25. 5:19 on that last mile. We're gonna do some 200s and then we're gonna call it a day.
Hi, so I'm here with Jesse Hayward and Nate Plant. What are we doing today out here?
Well, I gotta say, it's just good to be back out here with Jesse. To be back here with him, it's an honor. My brother. We're running some 200s.
Man, November gotta end, bro. It's time to shave. I can't go back home to my mama looking like this.
All done with that workout. A couple miles, a couple 200s, helping the boys get done with their workout. We're gonna call it for today. We'll probably see you guys in a couple days as we get closer to the Boston Sharon Collier season opener. So see you guys next time. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Jesse here. Today is November 30th. Today is Saturday. We are officially 1 week away from my season opener, Boston University Sharon Collier season opener. Very excited for that. I wanted to sit down and kind of take today to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about my training that's been going on for the past month, 2 months, and kind of give you guys a bit of an insight into what kind of training I have coming into this last season. I have my training right here, and I'm also going to talk with Nate tomorrow. All of this training that you're about to hear comes from him. He's the mastermind behind all of this. We're going to talk about this more tomorrow, but a lot of the philosophy behind my training that I've been doing coming into this next season is strength-based 800 meter training as opposed to speed-based 800 meter training. So I've been doing a lot more miles than I have ever done in my life, preparing for the 800, the 1500, the mile. And so you'll kind of see this with my training, but that's a lot of what you're gonna see: more miles, more tempos, more thresholds, steady state runs, a lot of stuff on the roads as opposed to the track. We're building that aerobic base so that eventually later in the season we can start to taper, we can start to work on that speed. But for right now, we're gonna try to build a really big base. So let's get into it here. So what we're looking at here is my Strava. This is the training that I've been doing all the way back to the week of October 7th. So around that time was when I started training. My first run back was on October 7th exactly. You can kind of see these first couple weeks were pretty low mileage, 34, 35, 36 miles. And then we're working our way up here late October, early November. These first 4 weeks here are in the aerobic base phase. So a lot of the runs that I was doing during this time were just easy runs, nothing too intense. I could go however fast or however slow I wanted to go. The point was to just build miles and put time on the legs. As we kind of get into November, we transition from aerobic base into aerobic conditioning. And that's when we start to work on tempos, work on steady states, work on thresholds, and working on these faster paces on the road for more miles so that I can really get a strong aerobic base that I can use in the 800 and the 1500 and the mile. So that's going to start around November, early November, November 4th. Also around this time, we are putting in more miles. Every week from this point on was around 60 miles. I think that one of my first workouts is going to be this one on November 5th. I did 2 miles up and then I did a 5-mile tempo and then I did 2 miles down. You can kind of come down here and see the paces that I was running. This is a pretty exemplar workout that I would be doing during this phase where I've got anywhere from 5 to 7 or 8 miles at a faster tempo pace. So my mile splits were 5:48, 5:39, 5:44, 5:36, and 5:33. The way that I kind of like to divvy up my paces, this is way bigger for cross-country season. So if you're in, you watch this during cross-country season, this is how I would approach my pace groups, is that I think it kind of depends on what your fastest 5K time is or your fastest mile time. But for me personally, my steady state pace was going to be anywhere from 5:40 to 6 flat pace. My tempo pace was anywhere from 5:20 to 5:40 pace. And my threshold pace was around 5 flat to 5:20 pace. Whenever I use those terms in these workouts, that's typically what I would be, that's usually the paces that I would be running. So this workout would be probably somewhere between a tempo and a steady state. The nice thing also about where I live up in Aurora. I hang around 6,000 feet of elevation. So a lot of these workouts that I'm doing are way up there in elevation. I just know that by the time I get down to sea level, everything's gonna feel so much more comfortable. Drowning in oxygen down there, it's gonna be nice. Even when I go to Greeley, I just go down 1,000, 2,000 feet. Everything feels so much better. I feel better on my runs. I know that training in Aurora is something that's gonna really help me by the time I get to these sea level meets. So it was around this time that it started snowing. I did some treadmill workouts. This one was a sort of a fartlek workout. So a lot of fartleks also that we implement in these trainings. We did 8 sets of 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off, and the on was around 5:30 pace or 11 miles an hour. That was my first 60-mile week. And then we get into, this week was 64 miles, a couple more workouts. This workout was a 6-mile tempo. And also around this time, I got ready to get back on the track, put on some spikes, do some 200s, some 300s. For this workout, my mile splits were 5:39, 5:39, 5:32, 5:35, 5:34, 5:33, and 5:34. Doing these tempos and doing this time on the road, I know a lot of strength-based 800-meter runners have said, I've read some of the training logs that Nick Simmons did when he was training, and a lot of him and his teammates would just dread doing these tempos. It really does build that aerobic base. It builds that engine that you're going to be able to use in that endurance that you can use in 800. And then later you work on that speed and sort of sharpen that speed, and then you get to use both of them in 800. You guys know the 800. It's a little bit of aerobic, it's a little bit of anaerobic, it's speed, it's endurance, it's the perfect mixture of both. So right now, early on, we're focusing on that aerobic side of that training. So there's another workout, treadmill run. Here's another workout that we did. I believe this one was also on the roads, on the trails. This was a 3 by 10 minute cut down. 10-minute reps were at 5:42 pace, then 5:29 pace, then 5:17 pace. Now I do remember that last rep was just brutal. I know that for my training, at least where I'm at right now, getting below that 5:20 mark, things start to really fall apart as far as how my form gets, how my breathing gets. So I know that that's kind of the goal that I want to get to when I start to do these threshold runs, these threshold workouts, is focusing on nailing down that pace that's below 5:20 pace. So that was a really good workout, just building up these tempos, building up these fast runs on the road. That's a lot of what my training has looked like. And then last week we hit 66 miles, and then this week we had a down week. So last week we had a really good workout. We got up to 7 miles of tempo work. I do remember I had to take a little break before I finished this last mile here because I was absolutely dying. But these mile splits were 5:39, 5:38, 5:37, 5:41, 5:43, 5:43, and 5:39. That was my longest tempo. Eventually at some point we'll start working up into like the 10 miles in 60 minutes where we're staying more in that steady state range as opposed to tempo. But that was a really good workout. 2 days later we had another one. This was some 200s on the track. We got some footage of this one, cutting down from 33 seconds down to 26 seconds. Sort of interesting. This is the first time that I've kind of done a longer run, like 8 miles, and then done stuff on the track, like 200s or 300s. So when you get to the track, you get to the end of your run, your body is much more tired and you have to really focus more on your form and on maintaining your core, maintaining your posture. Those are big things that I've been thinking about when I've been doing these track workouts after a longer run before that. And then I also got up to my longest run of 15 miles. I started at around 10 or 11 miles and now I'm up to 15 miles. I don't think that we'll go much higher than 16 miles for my long run, but we'll kind of see how the training progresses as we go along there. But 66 miles on the week, we're gonna start pushing 70 miles pretty soon. So this is more miles than I've ever done in my life. Like I said, usually I was, taking one day off a week usually, or having an easy day, but there's been a lot of miles that I've been doing and it does wear on you. It does make you a little bit more tired when you are doing more miles. But I know that by the time late season comes around, I'm gonna have such a strong base and I can rest more then. And I'll be thanking myself that I put in all the miles and put in all the work now for these 800s and 1500s that we have coming up. Like I said, this week's a down week. Got to hang out on the track a little bit. There's a workout that we did. I also did some hill work. So this was a workout where we did 10 by 200 meter hills. That was a lot of fun. What the hills do is you can really push yourself on the hills without going that fast. When you're going up a hill, you're definitely not gonna go as fast as you are on a track, but you're still having to work on your form, and even more so than even on the track. Hill workouts definitely a big part of the training that I've been doing up to this point. And after this down week, we're gonna try to get up to 70 miles, but I just thought that I would kind of show you guys what my training looks like before we get into indoor season and outdoor season. So I'm gonna film some more of this video tomorrow with Nate. We're gonna talk a little bit about training, about how you guys can train for the 800, some tips and tricks. This is definitely what my training has looked like up to this point. We'll talk some more about it tomorrow. That's gonna do it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a little bit. Ready? I should have brought some water or something. It's fine. We ball. What's up, everybody? Jesse here. Today is December 1st. We're finally into December, getting ready for the Boston Sharon Collier season opener coming up here in 6 days now. It's Sunday. We race next Saturday. I'm getting ready. I'm here with my coach right here. We've got Captain Nate Plant. We've got Coach Plant. We're going to be talking a little bit about the 800 today, kind of give you guys some tips and tricks. Nate knows more about the 800 meters than probably anybody that I know. He is one of the most knowledgeable people. He scours online threads. He reads through training programs. If there's anyone who knows about the 800, it's definitely this guy right here. So we're going to talk a little bit about the 800 meters. Maybe you guys can learn something. So Nate, introduce yourself. Tell me where you're from and how you came to UNC, why you like the 800, anything about you.
Well, thank you for introducing me like that, Jesse. I'm Nate. I'm from Oregon. I started running track my junior year of high school. I only ran the 400. From there, I didn't have a senior year due to COVID. I went to a JUCO, and it was in JUCO I discovered my love and my talent in the 800 meters. In my second or third 800 ever, I ran 2 flat without much running experience, and then from there, I've just been training really hard. I've got down to 154 flat after a couple of years of training, and this year's, I'm hoping, is my best year.
So Nate, one of the things that we've talked a lot about is like speed-based versus strength-based training for the 800 meters. And I know that for like a lot of my college career, and you guys have seen this in my videos, I'm doing the 800, but I'm also doing stuff like the 4x400, doing these more sprinting type of things. We've done some looking into kind of which is better, strength-based, like 800 up, 800 to 1500, 800 to mile, or speed-based 800 meter training, which is 800 down to 400, 600, those faster distances. Tell us about the difference between speed-based and strength-based 800 meter training and what type of training you guys should be doing.
Well, it's a good question because there's so many high school athletes out there who are wondering, what kind of training should I be doing to improve my 800 meter times? And I think one of the biggest misconceptions, Jesse, is that there's a difference between speed-based and strength-based 800 meter training. Every single variant of 800 meter training is going to encompass some element of strength because you cannot run fast for 2 laps without some sort of development of the aerobic and speed endurance systems, which are both endurance-based systems. But the biggest difference is going to be the body type and the muscle fiber type of said athlete. So one of the biggest problems with 800 meter training is you take all these people who are middle distance runners, quote unquote, and you have them do the same training when different bodies have different needs. We've seen all types of athletes from various 400 meter speeds, 44-second speed to 48-second speed, perform at the highest levels of the sport. So just for example, there are guys like Will Sumner, who we have seen amongst the collegiate ranks run, he split 44 in the 400. But then there's also guys this year like Shane Cohen who can run sub 25 minutes for the 8K, kind of like you. So it's really about knowing what kind of athlete you are, what kind of muscle fibers you have, and that's just going to come with experience and time, and then we can kind of make those distinctions between if you are a speed-based or more of a strength-based athlete.
So, and I'm kind of leading into the question here, what evidence do we have to back up whether strength-based or speed-based training is the most effective, especially at like the professional level?
It's a good question. So,
which we know the answer to.
We do know the answer to that, but I'll prelude it by saying at the elite level you need both. There are no questions about that. Even the strength-based guys can go 48, 47 for the 400. And even the really speedy guys who are running 141, 142, and they have that 45-second quarter mile speed, they can still run in the low fours for the mile. All these guys are proficient on both ends of the spectrum. But Jesse and I last year did some pretty interesting research, and we found out that using statistical analysis, and in particular a certain statistic called Cohen's D, which in layman's terms shows the correlation between 2 groups. And we did that juxtaposing the 800 and the 1500, and also the 800 and the 400 amongst the top 50 elite athletes of all time, the top 50 marks. And what we found is there's actually a higher correlation between elite 800 meter athletes and their 1500 PR than with their 400 PR. So what that means is amongst all the best in the world, they perform better at the 15 than they do in the 400. So there is some evidence there that there is a higher correlation with strength-based training and the aerobic system and longer speed endurance reps and 800 meter success than with just the 400, 800 meter based training.
You guys should be taking notes because this is like pure gold that you're getting from Nate right here. Last thing before we go, Nate, what's one thing that you would like every 800 meter runner to know, whether you're in middle school, high school, college, post-collegiate? What's one thing you wish you could tell every 800 meter runner out there?
What I would say is don't be afraid to run other events, because running other events shows what your strengths are, what you need to work on, and it shows what kind of runner you are. So if you're a guy who's been training for the 800 a lot, and you enter yourself in a 3K and you go out and kill it in the 3K, maybe that shows that your strength is your endurance fibers. But maybe if you're an 800 guy, you go out and you run a 200 and you win, districts and you run 22 high in the 200 or something like that. That shows that you definitely have the speed to continue training your type 2B muscle fibers and be more of a speed-based 800 meter athlete.
Absolutely. Love it. Nate? My coach, Coach Plant, feed me some plant-based training. Like I said, we got Boston coming up here in 6 days. Thanks for sitting down with me today talking about the 800. Hopefully you guys learned something from this. Take this, implement it into your own training, your own 800 meter racing. And we'll see you guys next time. Here we go. What's up, everybody? Jesse here. Last video, kind of closing out this episode as we get ready for the Boston Sharon Collier season opener in 2 days. It's December 5th. We head out to Boston tomorrow, hop on a plane, and then it's go time. Also, my hair is very weird. I just washed it and it's set. Very funny. I'm a bit nervous. This is new training that I've never kind of been in before as far as high mileage and doing the 800 goes, but I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. I get to keep doing what I love to do. Got such a passion for this sport. I'm excited. I get to get this ball rolling starting in 2 days. That's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed kind of a month in the life of 800-meter runner, getting ready for me, what my prep looks like, what my mileage looks like. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 1,000 before 2025. Get this guy monetized. Share this with your friends. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I could not do it without you guys. So that's going to do it for this one. We will see you guys tomorrow on the plane out to Boston. See ya.